Girl, what is up with your gut? Your leaky gut, I mean. In the next few minutes, I am going to run through the connection between inflammation, autoimmunity, weight gain, and your gut health, and what the heck you can do about it. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Phyllis Thompson, your favorite hormone hacking coach for weight loss. In every single one of my videos, you'll walk away with at least one tip that you can implement, y'all know I can't talk, right away to start shrinking that waist, feeling better, and aging for longevity. So now let's get into it. If you have issues like bloating, gas, inflammation, autoimmune conditions, weight gain, or trouble losing weight, it's likely leaky gut. I know you're like, leaky what? So if you've never heard of this term before, or if you think it's something that doesn't apply to you, let me tell you, in this day and age, it is not a matter of if you have leaky gut or not, it is how leaky is your gut. So first, what the heck is it? You see, our intestinal lining has several layers, but the layer that protects the rest of the body from the food particles, toxins, and bacteria in our gut is very thin. And it's actually meant to be a little permeable or open. So this is to let other nutrients through. But once it is damaged, it lets in other things, bigger particles like bigger pieces of food, toxins, products that are waiting to be eliminated. So like waste products, right? Harmful bacteria and other things like that into our bloodstream and also into the immune layer of our intestinal lining. This is where 70% of our body's immune system lives. So take a guess at what happens when harmful bacteria or other toxins or food triggers get into the immune layer. You guessed it. It causes an immune response in the entire body, which is a huge part of autoimmune conditions. These immune cells are sent out on attack into the entire body, and it inflames the entire body, causing chronic inflammation, which causes weight gain, autoimmune conditions, obesity, and insulin resistance, among other things. When your body is in a chronic, now I can't talk, state of inflammation, the immune cells begin to go into overdrive and they start attacking your own healthy cells. So what does leaky gut come from, right? It can come from stress. Stress can cause leaky gut by shifting the natural state of your gut bacteria or the microbiome, right? It changes the quality of the gut bacteria. And it can also affect the blood flow to the lining of the gut. And if you're constantly on antibiotics, and once that shift in the microbiome happens and you're constantly on antibiotics, it kills off an overwhelming number of the good bacteria. So what happens is the bad bacteria keeps growing and it outnumbers the good bacteria. So you should always be taking a probiotic when you're on antibiotics to replenish the good bacteria. But this would explain, if you're on antibiotics a lot, why you're often sick, right? Because your body stops responding to those antibiotics, and then you have an overgrowth of the bacteria, and those old antibiotics don't work anymore, and they give you another antibiotic, and it is destroying the gut microbiome. So if there is a healthier or a more natural alternative to being on the antibiotic, discuss that with your doctor. If there's no choice, then always take a probiotic with it so that you keep a balanced microbiome so you don't have these issues. Medications. Now, I already mentioned antibiotics, but the overuse of ibuprofen and Tylenol can also disrupt the gut lining, right? And inflammatory foods, such as diets high in processed sugar, poor quality fats. Now, I'm going to take a side note on the poor quality fats because I read a study recently that said that people that end up having to have gallbladder surgery is the result of overconsumption of poor quality fats. Now, just think if you knew that prior to, let's say you're one of those people that had to have that surgery. What if you had that information prior to, right? That is why I do these lives, is to educate people on different ways and they can prevent things. I truly believe we have everything we need already on this planet to prevent illnesses, things that people are taking pills for or having surgery for that can be avoided with the right food choices. Now I'm going to step off my soapbox and get back to my notes. Y'all know I get passionate about some topics. So I just really think if we're armed with the knowledge, we can live a much better, healthier life. But anyway, off the fats for a second and onto unhealthy carbs and low fiber. Also, food sensitivities and environmental toxins, they can shift the gut bacteria that I mentioned before. And the overconsumption of sugar and nutrient deficiencies like vitamin A, D, zinc, and iron. Those minerals protect our gut microbiome, or the gut lining rather. So if we're deficient in those minerals, that can contribute to leaky gut. I bet you're like, yikes, what the heck doesn't cause leaky gut? I mean, I am even guilty of some of these things that can cause it. But let's not focus on that. Let's focus on what we can do about it, right? You want to look for signs of digestive issues like gas, bloating, diarrhea, or constipation, or symptoms after eating like nausea, fatigue, mood swings. It has been proven that depression can be linked to gut dysbiosis or the shift in the bacteria in the gut. So a lot of times if we address that, I'm going to get in the soapbox for a second. Doctors are overprescribing things to address the symptom and not the root cause. Instead of dealing with your gut, right, making sure your blood sugar is balanced, you're getting proper minerals and nutrients, they're writing prescriptions for medications. I'm going to step down off that soapbox now. So anyway, if we pay attention to these signs, right, especially mood swings and depression, hives, eczema, those are signs of gut issues. Start paying attention to your food choices and the triggers and find ways to relieve stress like yoga, meditation, or simply having fun. Having fun is one of the best stress relievers. So we're going to stop there because I don't want to overwhelm you. But if you've identified with any of this and you're like, holy smokes, Batman. I don't know if y'all are my age, but I remember when Batman was on TV and Robin used to say stuff like, holy smokes, Batman. So that's why I say it. I think it's funny. Anyway, you're like, holy smokes, Batman. Where do I even start? Well, my team and I have been putting together a Restore Your Gut plan, complete with the weekly meal plans, the grocery list, the recipes, a yes and no food list, a symptom tracker, and an approved snack list. If you like this plan, simply drop us a line below. Y'all know I can't talk. Drop us a line below and we'll get that over to you. We'll reach out to you and get that over to you. Next week, we're discussing the gut and the hormone connection. See you then. Ciao.